There is a foundation at Sephora right now that costs $68 per ounce. $68 for 1 ounce of product. And here is the part that should make you put the bottle back on the shelf. It oxidizes on most skin tones within 2 hours of application. Oxidation is when a foundation darkens or changes color after it touches your skin, meaning the shade you matched in-store is not the shade on your face by lunchtime. I tracked down the return data, read through the ingredient lists, and cross-checked independent lab analyses for 12 foundations currently on Sephora shelves. What I found split them into 2 very clear groups. 6 of them are a waste of your money, your skin, and in 2 cases, your health. 6 of them are the ones makeup artists actually reach for when the camera is rolling. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which is which, and you will know which single foundation on this entire list is the only one backed by a patent and published clinical results. There is only one. Stay with me. Number 1 foundation to avoid is Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. It is $65. That is the entry point for what Lancôme calls 24-hour wear. 1 ounce of foundation, $65. Before we even open the bottle, that number demands a justification, and the formula inside does not provide one. Here is what that $65 is actually buying. The Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation uses a wear technology built on standard film-forming polymers, the same category of ingredients you will find in a $15 drugstore alternative. Film formers are what create the thin, flexible layer that keeps foundation on your skin throughout the day. They work, but they are not exclusive to Lancôme, they are not patented by Lancôme, and they do not cost $65 to produce. Lancôme has never published a peer-reviewed clinical trial supporting its 24-hour wear claim. The claim lives on the packaging. It does not live in a published study. Then there is the oxidation problem. Independent reviews and documented return patterns from Sephora counter staff confirm this happens on medium to deep skin tones within 2 to 4 hours without a powder setting layer on top. What you are paying for with Lancôme Teint Idole is the name on the bottle, the counter experience, and the packaging. Those things have a value. But that value is not a skincare or formula value. You are not paying for superior ingredients. You are not paying for published results. You are paying for prestige. If that makes you angry, entry 2 is worse, because at least Lancôme does not lie about what is in the formula. Number 2. Tarte Shape Tape Radiant Foundation. You bought it. You matched your shade in-store. You wore it to an event. Someone took a photo, and your face came back white, not lighter, white. Like a flash reflection you cannot explain until someone tells you what flashback actually is. Flashback is the white cast that appears in photos when a foundation reflects flash. It happens when a foundation contains high concentrations of silica and titanium dioxide, 2 ingredients that scatter and reflect camera flash back toward the lens. The result is a white cast in photographs that makes your face look like a completely different color from your neck. It is not a lighting problem. It is not your photographer's fault. It is a formula problem, and it is baked into the Tarte Shape Tape Radiant Foundation's ingredient list. Tarte charges $46 per ounce for a foundation that carries this risk, and most buyers discover it after purchase, not before. The return rate on this product at Sephora reflects exactly that pattern. Beyond flashback, the formula contains talc, an ingredient with a contested safety history that Sephora's own clean beauty standard has restricted in other product categories. And in 2021, Tarte faced documented consumer backlash over shade range gaps despite marketing Shape Tape as an inclusive line. The brand expanded its range only after public pressure, not before launch. Wear time in independent Sephora community reports averages 5 to 7 hours without powder. The claim is 24. The gap is 17 hours. Number 3. Marc Jacobs Beauty Shameless Youthful Look Foundation. The claim is 24-hour wear. The documented reality is 5 hours. That is a 19-hour gap between what is printed on the bottle and what independent reviewers measured on their skin. And that gap is the entire story of the Marc Jacobs Beauty Shameless Foundation. $52 per ounce. The brand calls it self-setting. meaning it requires no powder to hold. Self-setting is a specific formulation claim. It means the formula is engineered to lock itself in place without a separate setting step. Marc Jacobs Beauty uses this language, but independent wear tests placed the foundation at the 5-hour mark before visible fading begins, and every reviewer who tested the self-setting claim found that powder extended wear significantly, which means the formula is not self-setting in any meaningful sense of the term. Coverage is marketed as medium to full. Coverage tests found sheer to light performance. The brand's own Sephora launch generated a wave of 1-star reviews citing patchy application, a formula that sat on top of skin rather than blending into it, and visible graying, a color shift where the foundation takes on an ashy, washed-out tone by hour 6 on most skin tones. No published clinical data supports any of Marc Jacobs Beauty Shameless Foundation's primary claims. Not the wear time, not the self-setting finish, not the coverage level. The formula charges $52 for the Marc Jacobs name on the cap. Number 4. Too Faced Born This Way Foundation. The most effective marketing invention of the last decade in beauty is the skincare foundation. The idea is simple and brilliant. Women already spend money on skincare. If you can convince them that their foundation is also doing their skincare routine, you have doubled the justification for the price. Too Faced Born This Way Foundation is a textbook execution of this strategy, and the ingredient list exposes exactly how it works. $44 per ounce. The hero ingredients on the marketing are coconut water, alpine rose, and hyaluronic acid, all three positioned as active skin-benefiting compounds that work while you wear your makeup. Here is the one thing most consumers do not know about reading an ingredient list. In cosmetics, ingredients are listed by concentration from highest to lowest. The ingredient present in the largest amount appears first. The ingredient present in the smallest amount appears last. When an ingredient appears at the very bottom of that list, it is present in a concentration below 1%, the threshold at which most dermatologists consider a topical ingredient functionally active. Coconut water, alpine rose, and hyaluronic acid all appear at the bottom of the Too Faced Born This Way ingredient list. All three are below the 1% threshold. They are present at levels too low to deliver any measurable skin benefit. You cannot buy meaningful skincare from a foundation. What this formula charges $44 for is the idea of skincare, not the reality of it. Number 5. Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. In 2020, the Puig Group acquired Charlotte Tilbury for $1 billion. $1 billion for a brand built almost entirely on the personal charisma of its founder and the aspirational power of its aesthetic. That acquisition price is not an indictment of the brand, but it is context, because what that valuation reflects is brand equity, not formula transparency. Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation retails at $49 per ounce at Sephora. It is marketed as a skin-improving formula containing hyaluronic acid and peptides. Peptides are short chains of amino acids that, at sufficient concentrations and correct formulation, can support collagen production and improve skin texture. The key phrase is sufficient concentration. Charlotte Tilbury does not disclose the concentration of peptides in this formula. Neither hyaluronic acid nor peptide levels are listed with any percentage. There is no published peer-reviewed clinical trial supporting the skin improvement claims on the packaging or the website. Here is the rule. If a brand does not tell you the concentration of its hero ingredient, treat it as below the functional threshold until proven otherwise. Because if the concentration were meaningful, they would tell you. Brands disclose numbers when the numbers are impressive. Silence on concentration is the answer. Multiple independent reviews document oxidation, that color shift and darkening after application, on warm and deep skin tones. For a $49 foundation marketed as a skin-improving luxury product, The absence of clinical evidence and the presence of an undisclosed formula are not minor oversights. They are the product. Number 6. Yves Saint Laurent All Hours Foundation, $60 per ounce. The claim printed on the bottle is 24-hour wear, waterproof, suitable for all skin types. All skin types. That last claim is the one that matters, because the documented reality of this formula for a significant portion of those skin types is melia. Melia are small, hard white bumps that form under the skin when keratin, the protein your skin naturally produces, becomes trapped below the surface. They are not pimples. They do not respond to spot treatments. They require professional extraction or time to resolve. And they are directly associated with heavy, occlusive formulas that sit on top of skin rather than absorbing into it. Exactly the consistency of the Yves Saint Laurent All Hours formula. This is not anecdotal. The Sephora Community Forum, Sephora's own hosted platform where verified buyers leave documented feedback, contains widespread reports of breakouts and melia formation following use of this foundation, particularly among users with acne-prone and oily skin types. Those are the exact skin types the All Skin Types marketing is designed to reassure. The marketing is doing the opposite of what the formula can deliver for a meaningful portion of buyers. The 24-hour wear claim has not been verified by any published independent test. The waterproofing technology uses standard film former chemistry, the same category available in formulas at a fraction of this price. 6 formulas that charge premium prices for problems you should not be paying to have. Now, the ones that actually earn their shelf space and that are safe to use. Number 1. Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. In 2017, every major foundation brand on the market launched with an average of 30 shades or fewer. Fenty Beauty launched with 50. That single decision, 50 shades on day one, forced every competitor in prestige and drugstore beauty to go back to their labs and expand their range. Not because they wanted to, because consumers saw what was possible and refused to accept less. One foundation changed the industry standard and it costs $36. The Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation is oil-free, non-comedogenic, meaning it will not clog your pores, and climate adaptive, meaning the formula has been tested for sweat and humidity resistance. It is the most reviewed foundation on Sephora's platform. When a product has that volume of verified buyer feedback, patterns emerge quickly, and the pattern here is consistent. Wear performance across the majority of skin types. There is one documented issue, and it deserves honesty. Oxidation on some deeper skin tones. The shade shifts warmer on certain undertones over the course of a day. This is documented, it is widely known, and Sephora's sampling policy means you can test your exact shade on your skin before committing to a purchase. Transparency about a limitation is more valuable than silence about it. Number 2. Haus Labs by Lady Gaga Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. When a brand files for patent protection on a formula, it is making a specific legal claim. This combination of ingredients, in this configuration, is novel enough that no competitor can copy it. That is a different standard than a marketing claim. You cannot patent a feeling. You cannot patent the word luminous. You can only patent something that is technically distinct and provably unique. The Haus Labs by Lady Gaga Triclone Skin Tech Foundation holds a patent-pending status on its fermented arnica complex. And that distinction matters. Fermented arnica is not the same as raw arnica extract. Fermentation increases bioavailability, meaning the active compounds in arnica become more accessible to the skin than they would be in an unprocessed form. Arnica has documented anti-inflammatory properties in published scientific literature. The fermentation step is what makes the formula patentable. Independent reviewers across multiple published tests document reduced visible redness after wear and 8-hour hold without fading or flashback in photography. $49. 51 shades. Vegan, cruelty-free and gluten-free. Non-comedogenic, meaning it will not clog your pores. One honest caveat: the formula is silicone heavy, and a small percentage of users with silicone-sensitive skin report irritation. This is disclosed in independent reviews. If you have reacted to silicone-based products before, sample before buying. Number 3. IT Cosmetics. Your Skin But Better CC Plus Cream. SPF 50. Let that sit for a moment. Every dermatologist who specializes in photoaging, the process by which UV exposure breaks down collagen and creates fine lines, dark spots, and uneven texture over time, will tell you that consistent daily sun protection is the single highest return investment in your skin's long-term health. The IT Cosmetics CC Plus Cream delivers SPF 50 in a full coverage formula. No foundation on the avoid list comes close to that number. $46. The formula contains niacinamide, which brightens and reduces redness, peptides which support skin barrier function, hyaluronic acid, which draws moisture to the surface, and antioxidants, all at disclosed concentrations, not buried at the bottom of an ingredient list, not hidden behind proprietary blend language. Disclosed. The formula is dermatologist tested, non-comedogenic, and has earned endorsements from published dermatology societies, not just influencer partnerships. IT Cosmetics was acquired by L'Oreal in 2016 for $1.2 billion. Unlike several brands that reformulated after acquisition, the CC Plus Cream formula has remained consistent. That consistency matters. Buyers who purchased this foundation 5 years ago are buying the same formula today. Number 4. NARS Light Reflecting Advanced Skincare Foundation. Biomimetic. That is a word that appears on the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation packaging, and it is one worth understanding before you dismiss it as marketing language. Biomimetic means engineered to mimic a biological process. In this case, the natural light diffusing mechanism of healthy skin. The formula contains biomimetic oat, Japanese lily turf, and cacao peptides. All 3 of these ingredients have published skin hydration literature supporting their function. These are not ingredients dropped into the bottom of a formula for label appeal. They sit in the mid-range of the ingredient list, indicating concentrations above the trace level. $54. 35 shades. Over 1,000 5-star reviews on Sephora's verified buyer platform. Medium coverage with a finish that reads as natural and skin-like rather than made up. Here is the detail that matters most after what you heard on the avoid list. This formula does not oxidize. The Sephora Community Forum, the same platform that documented oxidation issues for 3 foundations on the avoid list, shows a consistent consensus for the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Shade true performance from application through end of day on the majority of reviewed skin tones. No talc, no fragrance concerns flagged in independent analyses. Number 5. Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. Clinique does something no other prestige makeup brand does consistently across its entire product line. Every single product, not selected products, every product goes through allergy testing before it reaches a shelf. This is not a marketing claim. It is a documented testing protocol that Clinique has maintained since the brand launched in 1968. It is the architecture the brand was built on, and the Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation is a direct expression of it. $42. SPF 20. Fragrance-free, which matters for the 1 in 3 people whose skin reacts to undisclosed fragrance compounds, a category that encompasses thousands of potential irritants hiding behind a single word on an ingredient list. The formula contains 3 ingredients that work together: squalane, which hydrates; ceramides, which repair your skin's barrier, the protective layer that keeps moisture in and irritants out, and niacinamide, which brightens and reduces visible redness. Those 3 functions in one formula at clinically relevant concentrations, dermatologist developed and tested. The Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation is the safest recommendation on this list for anyone with sensitive, reactive, or post-procedure skin. Number 6. House Labs by Lady Gaga. Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, the evidenced anchor. At the start of this video, I made you a specific promise. I said there is only one foundation on this entire list backed by a patent and published clinical results. One. And I said most people walk right past it in the store because the bottle does not look expensive enough. That foundation is the House Labs by Lady Gaga Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. You heard it earlier on the safe list. I am closing with it because it is the only entry in this video that satisfies both conditions of the original promise simultaneously. The patent-pending fermented arnica complex is proprietary technology that no competitor can replicate. The anti-inflammatory and redness-reducing properties of arnica are documented in peer-reviewed literature. The 8-hour wear is independently verified across multiple published tests. The formula is non-comedogenic, carries no flashback risk, and does not oxidize. $49 against $65 for Lancôme Teint Idole, $60. Here is what you now know. Lancôme Teint Idole charges $65 for the same wear technology found in $15 drugstore formulas. Marc Jacobs, Beauty Shameless, claims 24-hour wear and fades at 5. Yves Saint Laurent, all hours markets to all skin types, while generating documented melia reports on those exact skin types. The one foundation backed by a patent and published clinical results is $49. Most people walk right past it. Now you know why to stop. Drop a comment telling me which foundation you are replacing. 4 brands on this list were reformulated after acquisition. That video is next. Subscribe.